Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Tacoma. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Well, and every day you decide to join us at Unity of Tacoma. We are a busy bunch. We have been really busy actually over the last couple of days, especially our friend Denise, who organized a wonderful gathering that we'll talk about a little bit later. We had yesterday, so we're just sitting in the afterglow of that, just the fun times that we had together yesterday. So if you were missed us yesterday and you weren't able to join us in person, I'm so glad you decided to join us today. My name is Lori Irwin Johnson, and I am the spiritual leader here at Unity of Tacoma, and I use the pronouns she and her. And if this is your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. And if you visited us before and you're a regular, so glad to have you here, especially on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. What a wonderful time to be able to connect with friends and family and just being able to remember who we are supposed to rejoice. It is a time of remembrance, a time to remember those that are with us and to fill our hearts with love. And so I'm really excited to have this opportunity together with you. All right. So we have some things that are happening, but first let's talk a little bit about our service today. So let me get on that and let's see if I can get this to go. All right. So my talk today is the heart of gratitude, Thanksgiving and unity. And we also have this wonderful guest that we see her all the time. Her name is Christy Ness Young, and she is here today to start us off with song. So I'm going to invite Christy Ness to come up and to be able to start us off with song. Are you ready? Great.
This is a song I wrote, and I've done it with you guys a few times. And there's nothing to keep you from singing along with me right there in your living room or wherever you're watching. So I hope you'll sing with me this morning. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude. I can make this day what I want it to be. In all things, it's the truth I see. I get up in the morning and celebrate with a brand new gratitude.
I love that song. Thank you, Christine S. That was awesome. Oh, yesterday we had such a fun time with our crafts. So we went off yesterday and did our craft thing. And if you know anything about us here at Unity of Tacoma, you know we love to do our crafts. So we had a craft day and it was a lot of fun. And I want to thank Denise, really. I mean, officially, I've been saying this over and over all morning, but really, it takes so much work to put together what she did yesterday. We had stations all over the room where we were moving from one place to another place with different types of mediums. We had watercolor and acrylic, and we had glitter, and we had beads, and we had just all kinds of things that we were able to make ornaments. And it turned out wonderful. And so I'm really excited to share some of those with you today. So let me show you what we did yesterday, or a little bit of what we did yesterday. So the ones you see on the screen now, you have Victoria and Sharon and Esther. And these are the ones they created. You can see we had some wooden ornaments. We had some little watercolor tags that we were able to make, some beads, some jingle bells. It was just a lot of fun. So this is their contribution to what we did yesterday. And then we have what Patricia and Karen and Katie did. And these are the ones that we had all these different things to choose from, and every single one was different. And so that's the beauty of being able to create, allowing spirit to move through you and to be able to create this beauty that we see on the screen. It was so awesome. So we just had a really great time. So again, thank you, Denise, for giving us the opportunity to be able to do this. Let's just give her a little round of applause. I know she can't hear us, but I know that she is here with us. And so let's just make her feel loved. I hope she does feel loved. All right. So I'm going to stop my share. And now we're going to go into the prayer for protection. So if you know the words of prayer protection, you won't need them, but I'm going to put them up on the screen for you. So let's say it together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is and all is well. So as we're sitting here in prayer, let's just take a breath. Let's sit for just a moment in that silent beauty and allow that light to emanate from our hearts and our being. We are here by divine appointment, and what we're supposed to hear today is what we needed to hear. And so let's open up. Let's be curious. Let's allow what needs to unfold to unfold. This is the right place, the right time to hear what you need to hear. And today we're talking about gratitude. So I'd like to take this moment just to sit here and shine the light on gratitude. I'm so grateful for everyone here, everyone that's tuning in later, everyone that will be here next week, all my family and friends, all your family and friends, as we celebrate this time of gratitude and thanksgiving. And so with a simple thank you, I say, so it is. Amen. All right, let's invite Christine S. back for another song before I go into affirmation and message. Are you ready, Christine S.? Great.
We plow the field and scatter the good seed on the land, but it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. He sends the snow in winter, the warmth to swell the grain, the breezes and the sunshine, and soft refreshing rain. have we to offer? For all our love imparts, but that which thou desirest, our humble, faithful hearts. Our good gifts around us, all sent from heaven above. So thank the Lord, oh thank the Lord for all his love. I really want to thank you, Lord. I want to thank you, Lord. Thank you for all of your love. Oh, thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. That was beautiful. All right. So let's go into our affirmation. It'll be on the screen for you to read with. And it's very short, very appropriate, though, for our Thanksgiving celebration. So let's say it together. I live in gratitude, grounded in the awareness of a divine abundance. Let's say that again. I live in gratitude, grounded in the awareness of divine abundance. And before we start on, I start on my message, I'm going to ask you if you are in an area where you can pick yourself a piece of paper or a notepad and a pen, pencil, crayon, whatever you got to write with, and write on. And at the end of the message, I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise. So if you could do that while I'm reading today's reading. And our reading today is from, I don't know if anybody heard of this book. I'm sure you have if you've been in Unity a long time. The book, The Quest by Richard and Mary Alice Tafoya. Yeah. And it was one of the first books that I ever read when I came to Unity years and years and years ago. And I was just so inspired by it. I still have it. I can go walk and go look at it. I can go pick it up out of my cabinet right now. And so I found a little excerpt from their book, The Quest. And I wanted to share that today because I thought it would be very appropriate for our Thanksgiving message. And it reads, fake it until you make it. It may sound like the wrong approach when sincerely trying to turn your life around, yet it's not really bad advice. When we fake it, when we force ourselves to consistently think in a certain way and consistently pretend we are feeling certain emotions, our minds will eventually begin to accept those thoughts. By consciously acting as if, we are creating new neural pathways, new ways that the brain will think. This can then change our feelings and behaviors, which of course means we are changing our lives. If, for example, we were to consciously think in a loving rather than a spiteful way for someone we resent, over time, our hard feelings would eventually soften and be replaced by feelings of love. If we fake feelings of love with enough willingness and consistency, in time, we will really love. The innate divine love that had been suppressed within us is then given permission to express itself. So in other words, we were stopping that up. We were stopping that flow. This technique works especially well with Thanksgiving because our words represent our feelings. Words of thanksgiving, whether faked or real, represent feelings of gratitude, trust, and faith. They represent feelings that everything will be all right. And they open us up to receive the good already waiting for us. When we give thanks, we're really giving our blessing. Like sunflowers turning toward the sun, giving thanks turns our hearts towards our good. We know the power of Thanksgiving on a human, emotional plane. We all like to be appreciated and thanked. It motivates us and opens us up to do better. On a spiritual plane, when we are sincerely thankful to God for the good we have and the good in store for us, Thanksgiving takes on an even more attractive power. And like a powerful magnet, Thanksgiving attracts our good to us. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know it's early. I know it's not quite there yet, but we're almost there. And for me, that means planning for holiday dinner. Now, Denise and I had this wonderful conversation yesterday about holidays of our past. And she talked about how her mom really loved Thanksgiving. It was her thing. And everybody's got their holiday. Mine's Halloween, and her mom's was Thanksgiving. But when I was growing up, we did kind of a variety of different things depending on what age I was when I was growing up. So when I was real young, my parents would travel to my cousin's house, who lived first in Federal Way and then moved to Everett. And we would take these really long treks, like over the river and through the woods, like they talked about in elementary school, to go to Thanksgiving dinner at my cousin's house. And then they would come to our house for Christmas. That's what we did when I was real little. But later, when I had my own kids and my parents were still with us, we would go to their house. My parents would do Thanksgiving. It was a big thing. My mom and my dad the day before were already preparing that turkey. And it was during a time, and I know that there's big debate as to whether or not you should rinse off your poultry. And we're not getting into that today. But they would rinse out the poultry each and every day. And they had a big system. And it took a long time. But it was something that they did together. It was a bonding situation. And so Thanksgiving was a big deal. And my kids remembered that, and they were part of that experience. They really enjoyed doing Thanksgiving with the grandparents. Now, at this time in their life, when my kids were real little, I worked every Thanksgiving. So I was at my job until late in the evening, and then I would come and I would eat whatever was left over from Thanksgiving. So that was their experience growing up, that, Thanksgiving, even though they were at Grandma and Grandpa's, Mom wasn't there because she had to work every Thanksgiving. So it was just the way it was. It was the tradition that we had in our family. After my parents made their transition, my sister took over the job of cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and then it became a big deal again. And so I wasn't working on Thanksgiving at the time, so I would bring whatever I could. I bring the side dishes of rolls, the Cool Whip, the pie, whatever she wanted, because it was her thing. She was the orchestrator of all of this. And but for my parents and for my sister, and when my young kids were young, Thanksgiving was all theirs. It was their thing, and there was a tradition. You always had the same food, always ate the same thing. Everybody expected to have the dressing made the same way. It was just a thing. My sister has since moved out of state, so we don't see her, only on Zoom. And Zoom is such a blessing that we be able to connect with people. But Thanksgiving has become very different for us now. We have a lot less formal thing about Thanksgiving. We don't even do turkey. We do ham every year. We have different side dishes. We don't do the same dressing. The mashed potatoes have sour cream in them. And just things have really changed. And so as we've moved through life, we were able to tweak those traditions and make something brand new for us that worked for us. And I'm hoping that gets passed on to generations to come. And I know that they will put their own tweaks on it, and they will be able to make their own memories. But I think that the whole point of all of this, despite all the traditions and the things that we've done and the things that we've experienced and how we've experienced it in different points in our lives, I'm just eternally grateful for all those experiences. And if you've ever been to a family function, no matter what it is, there's always that experience that you're like, oh my gosh, did they really say that? Oh my gosh, do we have to talk about that? There's always that situation where maybe Maybe Uncle Bill said something inappropriate or something like that. But you know what? Those are the things that teach us how to have grace. And it helps us to be able to see things in the moment and go, it's okay. We are connected, we are loved, we share that connection, and the traditions that we share together is what binds us no matter what. No matter what was said, what was done, whether there was an argument or a dispute, or whether there was a fun time, or what games we played, or whatever it was, we created that human connection. And that for me is what Thanksgiving has become. So as we move into this time of Thanksgiving, it feels like the perfect opportunity for a time to reflect on our power that we carry with us for gratitude. And so beyond the gatherings on Thanksgiving and all the meals and all the traditions, all the games and all the people, this season really invites us to embrace the different spiritual disciplines that we have learned here at Unity, that we are supposed to use each and every day. But it is kind of just that reminder that this, even though it's Thanksgiving and it is in the forefront of our consciousness, it's a reminder that we need to continue to do that each and every day. So let's explore gratitude a little bit more. Gratitude is more than just a polite gesture or a seasonal ritual that we do. And so let's talk about this transformative power of gratitude and how it aligns so well with what we know at Unity and remind us about the teaching of abundance. Now, we'll talk about gratitude as a practice, as a perspective, and a way of being. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So Unity teaches us that thoughts are creative. So when we think something up, that is the beginning of the creation of something in our lives. Now it comes through us and as us, and that thought brings it to the forefront of our consciousness. And then once we put our focus on it, then it expands. It's like a rock rolling downhill, It may gather up some more dirt and things as it's going on. So I don't want to really, associate those good thoughts with dirt, but it does accumulate as it's going forward. And so when we are accumulating this gratitude as we go through life, as we become conscious of it, it becomes who we are. It becomes embedded in our experience. And so we here at Unity use gratitude as a spiritual tool. It's something that realigns us to our good in our lives and all the abundance that's all around us, that we sometimes forget because we're so busy or we're dealing with whatever stress or strain that's coming into our lives. So it's not about pretending that those stressful things aren't happening, or pretending that we're perfect, or we're ignoring anything that needs our attention or challenges that we might face. But instead, we are choosing intentionally to notice that the blessings are present all around us. And it shapes who we are and our hearts as we move forward if we put our attention on it. So it's not just about, I see that there's a blessing. It's about the intention of seeing and placing your attention on those blessings that are around us. So let me tell a story about myself, something that I try to do as often as I can, but to be quite honest, journaling has never been my thing. So, but a few years ago, I found myself in one of those points in my life where I was struggling. Now, it was this time of year, actually, and I struggle with SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. And so at this time of year, when things get dark, my mood gets dark as well. And so I can get into a funk and a little bit of depression, and I get kind of sleepy and I don't want to do things. And so I was like, I have so much to do and I have so much to look forward to. I cannot get into that funk right now. So one evening, I decided to break the habit of not keeping a journal, and I started a gratitude journal. Now, in positive psychology, years and years ago when I was in school, positive psychology was a new thing. Now they have a brand new program that just focuses on positive psychology now. It's great. I wish they had that when I was there. But it was brand new, but it was part of something that I was intentional about studying when I was in school. So in positive psychology at that time, there were a few things that they were talking about. But one of the things that they were really pushing was keeping a gratitude journal. And because the studies that they were doing, the research they were doing was really supporting how it helped you to be able to move forward with a positive attitude, and it improved your well-being and your sense of happiness. So anyway, so I remembered all of this when I was doing this, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to put this to the test, do my own research and to learn about this gratitude journal. So I started writing down what I was grateful for. I started off really small. So I'm grateful for the fact that I live indoors. I'm grateful for the fact that I have a loving family. I'm grateful for the food that I have in the refrigerator and the stocked pantry and all those things those small little things that we take for granted. And then as I started to do this journal, and as I started to do it on a regular basis, it started to expand, because again, it's not just about the fact that I was thinking about it. I started to open my eyes and become aware of the blessings that were already there in my life. So I began to see and notice more blessings and things to be grateful for. So gratitude then began to soften me up and kind of light that fire inside me again, where I wasn't so gloomy anymore. It offered that lightness during this time of heaviness. And so by the time I really put down the gratitude notebook for each day, I felt different, and a little bit more each day. I felt a little bit better. And so my circumstances really hadn't changed. I still had the same to-do list. I still had the same job. I still had the same things I had to do. I still had the same bills I had to deal with. I had to, all the things in life that come to you. But it made me see that and it gave me this almost a challenge to find these new perspectives of gratitude and blessings in my life. And it changed the way I see things. Now, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore spoke about Thanksgiving in a way that he said would accelerate our good. He said, Thanksgiving will keep the heart fresh. For true Thanksgiving may be likened to rain falling upon ready soil, refreshing it and increasing its productiveness. So it's a neat image. Isn't that cool? When you think about the ground that needs nourishment from the rain, and that nourishment that comes from the rain allows those seeds to grow. I mean, that is the whole point of being grateful. It allows that to nourish that soil that's there, so the seeds inside you can grow. So it's not always easy. And let's be real. I'm going to be real for a moment. Thanksgiving, the holiday, can be really complicated. For many of us, it's a time of beauty where we can gather with family and friends, and we share meals and traditions like I was sharing with you earlier. But it's not always picture perfect. Maybe you have a tricky family dynamic. Maybe you're missing somebody who should be at the table that year. Maybe there's pressure to create the perfect holiday, to do the perfect thing the right way. But the beauty is that gratitude is meant to meet you exactly where we are. It's supposed to come right where we are, and all we have to do is open our eyes to it. It's not about ignoring the challenges that we're dealing with, or the uncomfortableness that life can sometimes bring us, or pretend that everything comes easy all the time. It does not. Instead, it invites us to notice that even in the darkness, there is light. Even in the messiness, there is order. And so it reminds us that even when we feel that life is hard, there's still a lot of good that can be found. I also want you to think about the word Thanksgiving. It's made up of two words, thanks and giving. So gratitude isn't just about something that we're supposed to feel for ourselves. It's something that we do. So we are thankful, but we're also giving. Thanksgiving, it's about doing something. So it's an action, a way we move through the world. We live with gratitude, we cultivate that openness to life's blessings, and we are open and willing and available to share those blessings with other people. I once heard that someone described gratitude as the heart's memory. Isn't that a beautiful phrase? The heart's memory. It connects us to moments the people and the experiences that have touched us deeply. And it anchors us in the awareness of being part of something larger than ourselves. This awareness of our connection is central to our philosophy here at Unity. Unity reminds us that we are expressions of the same divine presence and essence and interconnectedness with each other. When we practice gratitude, we tap into this connectedness that we share with each other, and we recognize that our blessings are not isolated and they're not just for us, that they are part of a greater flow of life that includes everyone and everything around us. And here's the amazing thing about gratitude. It doesn't just transform the individual lives. So it's not just about us and the family around us. It transforms everything, even our communities. Because when we approach others, even strangers that we know with gratitude, we see them not through the eyes of judgment or scarcity, but we see them through appreciation and abundance and a sharing of the greatest good. And we notice that they also have gifts and they're kind. And we notice that they're human just like us, and they have needs and loves just like us. And so in doing so, we create these conditions for a deeper and more meaningful connection. There's a reason that gratitude is called a practice. It's something that we need to remember to return to again and again. Now, in all honesty, I forget to do my journal for gratitude journal, and then I begin to notice when I'm not doing it. So even if you don't put it on a piece of paper, make it a practice to acknowledge things that you're grateful for, even if you don't write them down, because that practice grows stronger with your time and your intention. And so instead of looking for the negativity in the world, you're training your brain to see the blessings instead. And so that's something that you can do each and every day, not just through Thanksgiving and through the holidays, but through every day of the year. So for those of you that were here at the beginning of the message, I asked you to pull out a piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to do a little bit of exercise. So we're going to all have a moment of gratitude. So right now on the piece of paper or notebook that you have, and if you didn't get that message before I started, please grab something to write on, or you can do it on your phone if you have your phone. And I'd like you to do this really simple exercise. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Now, this exercise is the one I was telling you about from positive psychology that I did so much research on, that supports that it really helps our well-being and it improves our availability of happiness and experiencing that. So 3 things that you're grateful for. It could be something small, something that you haven't noticed before, something that you regularly overlook. Maybe it's a kind word that you've given to a stranger, your favorite blanket or pillow, your coffee in the morning, whatever it is. And just make a list. I'm going to give you just a few moments for that exercise. And when you're all done with that exercise, I'd like you to close your eyes, and I'd like you to look within yourself, and I'd like you to extend gratitude to yourself. Sometimes we're so busy looking at the outward things in our lives, the things and the people that are outside us, and we are so intentional about being grateful for who is in our lives and who we love and sharing that love and attention. But sometimes we forget to look at the blessings that we have within ourselves, who we are, because we are blessings in and of ourselves. We have resilience. We have the ability to grow, and we have the courage to keep showing up each and every day despite the circumstances. Self-gratitude, it's not selfish. It's a recognition of that divine light within us, reminding us that we are more than worthy. We are divine. So as we prepare for Thanksgiving, I want you to leave with this vision of gratitude. And I want it to be kind of the lens you see the world this week. And imagine what your world would look like if you had that lens each and every moment of each and every day. Imagine what your communities would look like if you rooted it in appreciation. Imagine how your relationships are strengthened when you are thankful for who they are. Not what we want them to be, but who they truly are. And thankful for the lives that we live in awareness of abundance, that all things are for our greatest good. No matter how they look on the surface, there is an underlying purpose. So let's go back to our affirmation for today, and you can close your eyes as I say it if you'd like. I live in gratitude, grounded in the awareness of divine abundance. I live in gratitude, grounded in the awareness of divine abundance. So this Thanksgiving, let us be reminded of all of the beautiful things that we have in our lives. All the things that we have, people we have, the connections we share, the meals that we share together, the traditions that we have. And also remember who you are in your heart. Know and be grateful for who you are and how you show up in the world. Because you are part of that infinite flow of that greatest good that's always present. And all you have to do is remember that. So I want to thank you for being part of my life, to being part of my experience. And I look forward to sharing my connectedness with you over the extension of my life. So I really, really appreciate you. I'm going to invite Christine S. in for another song before we go into meditation.
In the spirit of celebration, we're grateful. We're grateful in the brilliance of life's perfection. We're grateful. We're grateful for the blessings already given, for the goodness of God we're living in the finished kingdom of heaven, and all is well. All is well. All is well. In the spirit of celebration, we're grateful. We're grateful in the brilliance of life's perfection. We're grateful. We're grateful for the blessings already given, for the goodness of God we're living in the finished kingdom of heaven, and all is well. All is well. All is well. In the spirit of celebration, we're grateful, so grateful in the brilliance of life's perfection. We're grateful. We're so grateful for the blessings already given, goodness of God we're living in the finished kingdom of heaven. All is well. 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 All is well.
Thank you. What a perfect song to take us into meditation. and to take us into this week, actually. Thank you. All right, we're going to go into meditation. So I'm going to pull up the meditation video. And if you want to get into a comfortable position, and let's get started. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position. You can sit with your feet flat on the ground and your hands resting gently in your lap. Or you can choose to lie down if that feels better. Close your eyes and let your gaze soften. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow exhale out. Breathing in again and feeling the air fill your lungs. And again, breathe out. And with the out breath, release any tension or stress. And then allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm, steady and calm. Now bring your awareness to your heart center. You might even place your hand gently over your heart if that feels comfortable. And beginning to notice the warmth, the rhythm, and the life that's within you. As you breathe in, silently say to yourself, I am here. As you breathe out, silently say, I am grateful. Repeat this cycle of in-breath and out-breath. I am here. I am grateful. Allow your attention to expand outward, bringing to mind something in your life that you are grateful for. It might be a person, a place, an experience, or something very simple, like the warmth of the sun on your skin, or a quiet, comfortable moment. And as you hold this in your awareness, let yourself feel the gratitude fully. Let it envelop your entire body. What does it feel like when you give thanks? Maybe you feel a lightness in your chest. You might notice a soft smile that forms on your lips. And as you focus on gratitude, if your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Gently bring it back to your breath and to the gratitude that you feel. And as you're sitting in this space of gratitude, bring your mind to a person who has touched you in a meaningful way. It could be a loved one, a friend, a mentor, a stranger who offered kindness. Picture that individual in your mind's eye and say silently, thank you. Imagine your gratitude radiating out toward them like a warm light. Take a moment to reflect on yourself. Bring to mind a quality or a strength within you that you're grateful for. It may be your resilience, your kindness, your courage to keep showing up. Place your hand on your heart again and silently say, "Thank you, me." Take a deep breath in and feel your heart with gratitude. And exhale, sending that gratitude out into the world. Take a moment in silence as you just breathe in and feel your heart with gratitude, and exhale and sending that gratitude out into the world. And as we prepare to close, again putting your hand on your heart, saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Take another breath and begin to feel your body present in this moment, feeling it within this environment you're sitting in. And as you begin to gently open your eyes, remember to carry this sense of gratitude with you, knowing that it is always within you, ready to guide and uplift you. And take a breath and bring your awareness back to this space as I invite Christine in for another song to take us out of meditation.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends. Thank you for these friends, Spirit. Thank you for these friends. These wonderful, these wonderful, these wonderful friends. These wonderful, these wonderful, these wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you.
Ooh, that was perfect. Thank you so much for that. All right.